KVM switches have been part of the developer's toolkit since the 1980s. Short for keyboard, video, and mouse, they originally allowed several computers to share a single console. A newer variation is the KVM over USB device. It captures and digitizes the video output from a target computer and displays it through software on a host computer. It also emulates a USB keyboard and mouse, allowing the host to control the target. Similar KVM over IP devices provide the same capability over a network. This means that the Jetson does not have to have a separate monitor, which is both cost and desktop space saving. The Jetson is going directly to the computer, so there is very little lag and none of the usual VNC type setup headaches. You're working directly on the Jetson. Cytrence makes a wide range of KVM switches, 3 different families, each with a variety of feature sets. Today we're taking a look at the KIWI Plus USB, which has a 64GB drive and UART connection. This makes it perfect for working with a Jetson. I'm working on an Apple Mac Mini, so I'll download the Mac software. There are also installers for Windows and Linux x86 machines. Standard Mac software install, then we'll launch it. Let's connect to the KIWI Plus. The first time you connect, you will be asked to update the firmware if a newer version is available. This switch was updated once, but was unable to complete the update this time. Updates are once a quarter, so it will probably be fixed soon. To connect to the KIWI USB drive from the host, select Shared Storage to Host. The USB drive will show up on your machine. We'll point shared storage back to the target so that the Jetson can use it when it connects. Now I'll apply power to the Jetson, and after about a minute, we're at the login screen. We're at the happy place. Let me open up a terminal. It looks like the USB drive is available. I have some data I want to transfer to the Jetson. The folder contains show data for an application I'm testing on the Orin Nano. Let's open the app up. This is an animation editor for the Reachy Mini. I haven't run it on the Orin Nano before. I'll load up the animation file I authored. I'm finishing up a UI study that I'm testing here. Let's see if the animation runs. Well, that's a good sign. Let's check out the pose sliders. That works. The 3D camera is next. Then the pose library. That seems to work too. You're working directly on the Jetson, so it's your normal development environment. For example, let's launch VS Code. One great advantage of using this solution is that you get access to the camera directly. That's nearly always pain with other solutions. Let's try it out. Hello, there I am. Let's see. Let's do a clap so we can see how much the audio is behind. But you get the full 30 frames per second out of this, it looks like. It might be a little behind. Not too bad. I can't really tell too much of a difference, which means it's probably over 25 frames per second. Let's zoom in a little bit. There we go. So the mouse feels good. The only thing I really notice is sometimes double clicks seem a little bit off, but not bad. Another thing you can do is record to disk. This might be a little strange because I'm recording this at the same time. Let's try it anyway. You can take a screenshot. Let's record. I'll record this to a file, and let's see how well it does. It's kind of a weird feeling. A little bit of Alice in Wonderland here. You're recording a recording, so it's kind of a little bit off. But we can take a look at it and see how well it does. I'll put some cuts in there so it doesn't seem like I'm an idiot. I'll record this to a file, and let's see how well it does. It's kind of a weird feeling. A little bit of Alice in Wonderland here. You're recording a recording, so it's kind of a little bit off. But we can take a look at it and see how well it does. You're limited in size 1920 by 1080 because it's HDMI. Do a higher resolution than that, it gets really expensive hardware-wise. You can copy and paste text between the host and the target. Let's take this, copy. We'll open up a file here. Oh, it's like 1975. Oh, it killed my little webcam thingy here. See if I can open it up again. There I am. So that can be nice, just kind of if you want to move some text back and forth. I would think it's easier to copy anything of substance between the USB drive in the Cytrence KIWI Plus. One nice feature is that the UEFI menu is available after hitting escape when the Jetson is booting. That allows you to perform lower-level configuration tasks when you are having issues. This is a different video mode, and some other KVM switches have problems handling it. A useful feature is using the KIWI Plus as a serial debug console for the Jetson. To enable the UART, select Advanced, and then I/O configuration. This model has 3 GPIO pins, which can be configured as a UART. The pins aren't marked, so there's a little guesswork as to what goes where. Here are some pictures that I hope explains the wiring. You'll need female-to-female DuPont jumpers. I'll leave links below, along with the DP to HDMI converter. Next, select a side UART under UART terminal connection. Then apply settings. The UART terminal selection is now available under Advanced. Let's open up the terminal, and I'll power up the Jetson. As the Jetson starts up, you can see the serial debug log appear in the KIWI terminal. Eventually, you end up at the NVIDIA splash screen, and after the normal 3-second delay, the boot sequence continues. After about 20 seconds on an Orin Nano, you're at the login prompt in the terminal. A couple of notes here. On a Macintosh, the KIWI terminal is not scrollable, and there's no apparent way to copy and paste or save the buffer from the terminal. These are both major issues if you're planning on using the KIWI terminal as the serial debug interface. These issues may be Mac specific. 22 seconds after the first login prompt on the terminal, the desktop login appears. Cytrence provided the unit for review, and I've been using it for several months. My overall impression is that it is very useful, and a piece of kit a pro developer or IT technician should have in their bag of tricks. Thanks for watching.